Welcome to another firefly beading tutorial. Today we're going to show you how to finish off a knotted necklace without a clasp. A few items that you're going to need are some flush cutters and some tweezers, which I find very helpful. We have another video on more detailed way of using the tweezers. Some hypo cement, a bead pattern already laid out. I know what mine's going to be, but having a pattern ahead of time before you start knotting is a great idea. And some cording to go along with your knotting. In our other video, we show you all about how to pick the right cording for your beads. And we also talk about how it's important to pre-stretch everything. All of our cording packets come with a little needle attached, which is awesome. If you don't have a bead stopper, this is what a bead stopper is, and it's great. We want to leave about a 5-inch tail on the end of our cord. If you don't have a bead stopper, though, a piece of tape will work, or a paper clip similar to this where you wrap around the tail a couple of times. Just anything to keep your beads from falling off. So again, you want at least a 5-inch tail at the end, away from your needle. So what we're going to do now is try to find a bead that has a hole big enough that we could pass through our cording twice through it. So just pick a bead and double check the hole. So I passed it through once, and now I'm going to pass it through a second time to see if this bead will work. And if it's pretty smooth, then you know this will work, and this does. Now what we do is take that bead that has that larger hole and slip it onto our cording. Then we're going to take the next bead in our pattern and slip that on with no knot between these. So again, the larger hole bead is on the left by our bead stopper, no knot, and then the next bead in our pattern. After the next bead, we put on a knot now. Here's just an overhand knot using the tweezer method, which again, we have another video completely on this method to show you exactly how to do this. So I'm just going to speed this up so you can see we're just going to move on, go on, and bead all the way until you have about 2 beads left. So I've got 2 beads left for my necklace here. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 bead on, do an overhand knot, and now I'm going to add on my last bead. Now with this last bead, we do not want to put a knot on the end of it. We want it to be able to slide like this. So now we're going to flip the necklace over and take off our bead stopper, piece of tape, or paper clip, whatever you put on the end to stop your beads from falling. So remember, you should have 2 beads that are able to slide. So you've got a knot right here, bead, no knot, bead, no knot, and then on the other side you have a knot, bead. So 3 moving beads. You're going to put your needle through the first bead that we started stringing with, the one that fit the cording twice, and gently pull the tails until everything comes up tight. So what you're going to do here is find the spot on the side that doesn't have a knot, and you're going to go around, and then it's basically doing an overhand. So we're going to put it through once, and then twice. So essentially like we've been knotting, but this is actually a double overhand knot. So we went through once and then twice, And then I'm going to hold my tail on this side kind of tight and then pull this loose tail. Then when I get the knot kind of close, I'm going to use my tweezers to really push this knot down in there. Now don't pull this so tight that you snap your cording, but just use your tweezers to kind of push that knot into place. When it feels secure, you can go on to the next side. And again, find the place that doesn't have the knot and do your around. So the overhand knot, so bring it through. Well, bring it through once and bring it through twice. So the double overhand knot. And again, you don't have to worry about really holding that other tail, but you're just gonna pull your knot slowly and surely up between the two beads. Use your tweezers to help you push that knot or your nail, whichever works, and really pull that in tight. Double check your knots, make sure they're all good. And then, as an added measure of security, grab your glue and add a drop or two of some glue, hypo cement, to your knots and let it dry. Once your glue is dry, you're going to then be able to snip off your tails. This is when having some really sharp scissors or flush cutters work great to get this precise. So you don't want to cut your knot, but you want to cut close. These knots are going to be slightly bigger than your other knots, so maybe you work with the design. Just keep in mind where you're going to put this within your necklace, but otherwise they're really not that noticeable. And that is it. If you guys have any questions, you can email us at info@fireflycarborough.com. Otherwise, please hit like or subscribe to our channel. Happy beading from us at Firefly.